So you're going on vacation. Let's get ready for it. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sia, and today we're talking all things vacation prep. Whether you're going on a vacation, solo vacation, a staycation, a girls trip, or just planning a trip with a group of friends or family, you need this guide to help you through it. So I have three parts. Of this travel prep video. The first one we'll go over is everything that needs to happen right after you choose the destination. The second part of it is the aesthetics for all my baddies that care about that. And the third part of it will be all things travel essentials. I'm not going over picking the destination in this video because that's up to you. I don't know where you want to go. I don't know what you want to see. It's up to you and who you're going with, but we're starting right after we say yes. Okay, so after deciding the destination, you'll want to start looking into the destination more, planning out what you kind of think you want to do. You may not want to build a full itinerary yet, unless you are just like that. But you want to start writing down things, doing some research on what you will want to do there. That will help you to move on to the budgeting part of planning. So I'm going to Arizona soon on a vacation. And of course we want to do hiking. We want to go to the vortexes, maybe some kayaking. We want to spend some time in multiple places in Arizona, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Sedona, Page. So we're going to break up all those parts of the trip, start looking into what are maybe the popular places to go to when you're traveling there if you just want to make sure you're having a good time, or maybe if you want to see what the locals do, also do some research on that. Start picking out some excursions that you absolutely know you'll want to do so you can start pressing that into your vacation budget. Like for me, on the Arizona trip, I know for sure that I want to do the hot air balloon. So when I went to research that at Rainbow Riders, I saw that it was anywhere between $199 to $209 per person. That will be included in the budget. You'll also want to think about transportation, of course. Like, how are you gonna get there? Plane, are you driving? If you're going to look for flights, I would suggest going to Google Flights or using apps like Hopper to set alerts for the days that you're going on this trip so you can get the best price possible. For this trip to Arizona, I have been looking, of course, since we decided to go, and finally put in the dates for Hopper, and it lets you know if you should expect the prices to go down or for them to go up at the point that you're looking at the tickets. Hopper kept telling me the prices were gonna keep going down, and I was getting impatient at some point, and I booked the flights, still at a pretty decent price, but 2 days later it went way down, and I definitely should have waited for that, but it's okay. It's okay. It still landed within my budget range for the trip. You'll also, of course, want to think of accommodations. Are you staying in a hotel? Are you staying in Airbnb? Really get a gauge on the pricing for that ahead of time so you know how much you either have to save for it, or if you're ready to even book it at this point of planning, that you can do it now. So let me show you really quickly what my planner looks like when I'm figuring out the budget for this trip. Okay, so like I mentioned before, you'd want to look around, and I would highly suggest TikTok for the research. You would really look around for the hot spots or some really cool things to do in the location that you're going. I did while I was doing that research was saving the videos, but also I opened a notes app in my iPhone and started planning the trip from there. And I'll show it on the screen. I had different sections for hikes, places to eat, different excursions, relaxation, etc. So when you go back into finalizing your plans, you know where to go right into. I also included hotels there that I've seen people going to that looked pretty cute, and Airbnbs. Now, for the travel planner budget kind of situation that I got going on here. Very easy to put together. Maybe I'll link this down below, but you can also do this yourself. It's really, really easy. And this is for an example. We're starting off with a budget, $4,500. Here we have the travel and boarding section, which is obviously really, really important, which includes flights, Airbnb, hotel, car rental if you're doing that, estimates for Ubers if that's required, and the cost of gas if you are renting a car. So here you'll see I have the total of these to see exactly how much I'm spending on it. Actually, a lot of these are actually paid costs already, but you can of course put estimates in here as well so that you can make sure you're on track in your budget. So like we have estimates for the car rental, as that's not going to be booked really until we get closer to the trip. The Ubers that of course you won't book until the day of, and gas. It will show you how much you have remaining for this trip. Then you can break it down by either location or dates, etc. So we'll have food budget, we'll have the excursions like we mentioned here, and then any other things that you might be interested in. And by the end of it, you'll see how much in remaining funds that you have. On the right side of this, I have the rough itinerary. Of course, you'll likely change your mind while you're there, just because you'll find out even more just being there, and maybe want to go with the flow. You don't want to plan every day unless you are like that. I mean, cool as well. And if you are, this is perfect as well. Here we have it broken out by days, day 1 to 4 on this side, day 5 to 8 on this side. Of course, can always be extended if necessary. And then you kind of put down the timing for every activity. So Ubering to the airport, the flight time, car pickup, estimated time for brunch, etc. when you have to check into your Airbnb or your hotel. And I would highly suggest to give each activity a little more time than you think it needs, so that you have that extra room if anything were to happen. Other things to consider on this, we will mention later, but it'll be maybe a clothing budget, maybe hair and nails if that's what you do before your trips, which most of us do, waxing. If that's not all in your regular monthly budget, then that would also go into what you're kind of how much you're saving and planning for this trip. That can always be added into here, and it'll make it really easy for you to keep track and make sure you're not going over budget. As an extra tip, when you are planning your full budget for the trip, you know how many weeks you have out before your trip. To calculate how much you have to save, maybe on a weekly basis, add the total amount that you're planning on spending, divided by the amount of weeks left before your trip, and you will get exactly how much you need to save each week so that you're on track for everything that you need for your vacation. Now into part 2 of the travel prep is the aesthetics, if you care, of course. So if you're going on this trip and you're like, we need some bomb pictures, we need the looks, we need to make sure everything's straight, hair done, nails done, everything did, this is when you start thinking about that. Maybe 2 months, 1 month ahead of the trip. I am sort of at this point now. I'm a little behind, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to my trip, because it's coming up really, really soon. But this is when you would be booking your hair appointment, deciding on your hairstyle, booking your hair appointment, booking your nail appointment, checking your closet to make sure you have fits that you want to that are your vibe for this vacation, and seeing if you're missing anything, because maybe it's time to go shopping. I know I will be going shopping, and of course, if you don't normally budget shopping into your monthly budgets, add that into your travel savings so that you have that ready for when you are at this point and going shopping and looking for the fits. Make sure you're looking at the weather when you're getting closer to your trip, so you know so you're prepared. You do not want to get caught in the rain. At this point also, you're likely to be booking activities. So you're taking that money out of that travel stash and we're booking the hot air balloon, we're booking the excursion. Unless you're going to one of those all-inclusive resorts, then of course that kind of happens while you're there. But if you're going somewhere maybe in the States or somewhere that's just not all-inclusive, make sure you're booking at about a month plus out, depending on the location too. If it's a really, really high traffic, really popular location, you'll probably want to look into those as soon as you're planning your trip. I will be taking you guys along in my travel maintenance vlog that'll be coming up after this one. So you see exactly what I do, which will mostly be hair, nails, wax, to get ready. And I'm also, this is for the ones that want to get a little more toned and tight and ready for vacation, ready for those pictures. Also, going to the gym, making sure I'm going to my fitness classes. Remember that you're beautiful the way you are, but if you want a little extra, little oomph, hit those workouts, make sure you're not skipping. Eat well, maybe stop drinking before the trip, which is what I'm doing currently, so that when I get there, I'm just a little more snatched than I am today. You feel me? Today I hit a cycle class for the first time in a while, and if I can go every day till the trip, I will. I probably won't be able to, but I wish I could, because that will get you right quickly, okay? And the third and final part of this is all things travel essentials. So you make sure that you are fully prepared for the trip. You may want to write a checklist of everything that you absolutely will need. Already looked at your clothes and stuff, but what about your makeup? Do you have all the items that you need? What about your skincare? Is it time to make that trip to Sephora for all the things that you need, maybe the travel sizes, so that you are prepared for anything? You'll probably want to buy some makeup bags. Amazon has a ton of makeup bag sets that you can just put everything that you need in there. It won't take up too much space. It's organized, it won't be messy at all. You want to make sure that you have the proper luggage for this trip. If it's a really long trip, do you have a really big bag? If it's a short trip, maybe a weekender would work out nicely. And speaking of bags, of course, you'll probably want a small carry-on at the very least to have an extra pair of clothes and undies, because sometimes bags get lost on flights and you do not want to be without at least one fit. You'll want probably hand sanitizer, some wipes for the plane, anything that really makes you comfortable to get on a flight. Your headphones, of course, a book, your phone chargers, your camera chargers, your laptop chargers, your laptop itself. Make sure you have all things important with you on your carry-on, and definitely do not forget your passport if you're going out of the country. Last few tips. One, if you're going out of the country, make sure you're looking at everything that is required of that country. If you need any medical checkups or shots or anything like that, make sure you are prepared in that way. Two, before you do your maintenance, you'll probably want to clean your house. Do a little deep clean so you can come back to a really fresh house. And I say before your maintenance because you don't want all that dirt and grime to get on your fresh nails. And three, do not be too strict on your itinerary. You want to have fun, you want to go with the flow, know what you want to do and what kind of vibe you're going for, but leave a little room for the unexpected. You never know what good will come of that. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave any further travel tips for people that are watching, and stay tuned for the travel vlogs that I have coming up. We will have the maintenance video, we will have a travel vlog, we will have what I wore on vacation. All of that's coming up. We're doing lots of vacation videos soon, since I am going on both a really long vacation and a short friend's trip for a friend's birthday. So stay tuned for that all, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.